When a criminal is behind bars, justice should be served. But when the criminal is James, the gentleman thief, nothing is ever as it seems. 3 weeks had passed since Detective Eren Cross arrested James at a historic museum in Marseille. The world believed the legendary thief had been finally stopped. News outlets whispered theories. Government officials quietly celebrated, and Eren, he stayed quiet. But there was a reason for that. Because Eren knew one thing no one else did. James never plays his final card first. James had been sent to a special holding facility, not just any prison, an underground, government-run fortress known only by codename Hollowstone. No sunlight, no visitors, no leaks. Supposedly. Today was the day of the trial, a quiet, closed-door proceeding with only a few invited: Eren, Clara, Arthur the judge, and 3 agents from the Pendrake Corporation. Eren arrived with a deep sense of suspicion. Something felt too easy. Clara walked beside him, devouring her 11th cream bun since morning. Arthur, enthusiastic as ever, brought a briefcase full of lamp jokes, in case things got dark. They entered the courtroom, and then everything began to fall apart. The guards brought in the suspect. Shackled, calm, eyes lowered. When the man looked up, Eren froze. He looked like James, same height, same suit, same infuriating smile. But Eren knew instantly, this wasn't James. 2 weeks earlier, at midnight in Hollowstone Prison, James sat reading a book on classical art thefts, smiling to himself. Next door, a petty forger named Martin Vale struggled to sleep. A thin man with striking resemblance to James often mocked for it. James had noticed him weeks ago. Over time, he befriended Martin, taught him posture, accents, speech patterns, even gifted him a silk cravat to look more dashing. Martin believed it was harmless fun, until that night. Guards outside suddenly collapsed, unconscious, not dead. The security system glitched, cameras looped. A woman dressed as a nurse, Celine, James' elusive associate, walked in with 2 uniforms and a briefcase of forged documents. James turned to Martin and said, "Tonight, you become me." Before Martin could resist, Celine injected a mild paralytic, just enough to daze him. Clothes were swapped, facial details altered with temporary makeup. When the guards came to, they saw James Martin peacefully asleep in cell 9, and James walked out with Celine through the infirmary, right past 3 sleeping guards. No one noticed, no alarm was triggered, because James had rewritten the playbook. Back in the courtroom, Eren interrupted the trial proceedings. "That's not him." Gasps, murmurs. Martin looked confused at first, then smiled nervously. "But detective, surely you jest." Eren stepped closer, studied the sweat forming on the imposter's brow, the slight twitch in his fingers. Clara behind him whispered, "Oh no, we've been played." Arthur dropped his briefcase of lamp jokes. "I knew it. James wouldn't go out that easy. Real gentlemen never do." The courtroom fell into chaos. Martin was immediately detained. Investigators scrambled to reach Hollowstone. But by the time they got there, every trace of James was gone. Eren returned to his office, stone-faced. He needed clarity, answers. Instead, he found a folded cream-coloured note. "Dear Eren, you were never chasing me. You were chasing an illusion. Thank you for the hospitality. I borrowed a few documents. Hope you don't mind. Now I plan to visit a friend, one that lives in a very, very private house. Warmest regards, James." Eren's eyes widened. He rushed to his secure cabinet. Every file on James, gone. Even the backup copies in the encrypted safe, missing. All evidence of James' crimes, erased. Clara was sitting at the desk, biting into her 12th bun. "He stole the proof of his own capture?" Arthur, fiddling with a magnifying glass, nodded slowly. "He's not erasing his crimes. He's erasing his existence." But what next? Eren opened the only thing James had left behind, a small sketchbook. Inside, coded blueprints, coordinates, and a page marked with a wax seal, the presidential crest. It clicked. James wasn't running anymore. He was climbing. Target, the president's private office, a hidden suite within the presidential estate. No cameras, no digital records, only accessible to 4 individuals in the world. And James had found it. Eren whispered, "He's not just after money, he's after secrets." Clara's eyes widened. Arthur muttered, "Imagine what he could do with them. A scandal, a shift in power, leverage to change governments, or something else entirely." Later that night, on a rooftop in the city, James stood under moonlight. Behind him, Celine adjusted a small device, a frequency disruptor. James pulled out a silver coin, flicked it into the air, caught it and smiled.